So, of course, this is going to be a really, really long list. Favorite mechs in Battletech. In this podcast, I'm going to share with you, I'm going to try and limit it down. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite mechs. These are mechs that, regardless of the mission, regardless of the battle, that I try to play, I try to include. Some of them are tactically excellent. Others, there is an emotional attachment, just having played it for many, many years, many, many battles. And then in the comments, we're going to turn it over to you guys. Favorite mechs. So naturally, of course, starting with the assault mechs, probably my number one favorite mech would be the Awesome. Lots of armor. I love PPCs. If we're talking about Inner Sphere, it's got amazing range, amazing damage. Yes, we have heat issues, but an Awesome just keeps on going. I don't have to worry about ammo hits. You can lose both arms, and now you've got the left torso, right torso PPCs, and it seems to play in the armament and the strategy of the mech plays into the fact that it has PPCs and that it is an assault mech. So naturally, your opponent's going to try and close, one, to bring a lot of weapons to bear, but also to really try and get under the minimum of those PPCs. But now we have an assault mech literally with a battle fist and the ability to kick. There's a lot of possibility in there. And in most of the games, I can't say all of the games, but 90% of the games that I played, my Awesome mech has not only taken tons of damage, but it's survived to the very end. Taking out that lucky headshot or lucky kind of engine hit, it just slogs it out and survives to the end. The new miniature, the Catalyst miniature, takes that to the next level because it just looks so beefy and chunky and just really like an amazing, amazing war machine. So now we jump to the other side of heavier type mechs. I love the Marauder, and it's not even a Robotech influence on there. I just love the design of the mech, how it looks. I played it like the T-Bolt, which we're going to explore for a long time. But I have to say, stock, performance issue-wise, it's not the best mech on there. Like a lot of the Reseen Unseen, it has heat issues on there. It has, on paper, good armament, but you can't really always fire enough every turn. So you're going to chain firing both PPCs and then maybe back off. You have the autocannon, which, okay, it gives you the range with the PPCs, and the autocannon gives out hardly any heat. So certainly as soon as you're in range, you start firing that autocannon and then backing it up with the PPCs. But that opens up, that really tends to open up vulnerabilities in terms of ammo explosion on there. But an interesting mech, and I play it very, very aggressive, and it's a lot of fun to play. Jumping down to mediums. The Wolverine, I enjoy the Wolverine from a tactical perspective. I think it's one of the most well-balanced mediums per battle value out there. But one of my favorites would have to be kind of the classic complement, the Griffin on there. In theory, I want to like the Shadowhawk. I do. And Shadowhawk's got a little bit for everything. It's not a bad machine, but it just, for a medium mech, it should be a little more focused, a little more specialized, I tend to think, on there. But I like the Griffin because it has good armor, good maneuverability, and the ability to have the long-range missiles and the PPC, they're synced up at exact range. So this gives you the ability to, in theory, punch armor and then maybe do a little bit of crit fishing on there, run and gun, jumping around. I view it as kind of a sniper type mech. Vulnerability is there if something gets close, gets under the minimums, gets close to the minimums. I don't quite have the tonnage to brawl on there. I see the Wolverine more as a brawler, but the Griffin has the ability to kind of get out of there and run away. Lights. Okay, I love playing Locust mechs on there. I love playing Locusts just for the lulz to become the most feared Inner Sphere Locust pilot on the internet. But pushing that aside for a moment, my two mechs, and you can already guess one of them, I like the Thorn. And I really don't see the Thorn in use as much, a lot on the table. And checking out battle reports, both on YouTube and kind of checking out static battle reports on a couple of Battletech blogs. It doesn't seem to be in circulation that much. And I like the Thorn because it has the long-range missile 5-pack. It's got an arm to pick something up. It's got the medium lasers. I view it as like just a skirmisher. Get into position, fire off some LRMs, maybe do a little bit of indirect, maybe do a little bit of spotting on there. It's just quick enough that it could get behind enemy lines and, maybe fire at some static targets. Maybe there's some artillery, maybe some LRM carriers on there, maybe some support vehicles, and just really kind of running around all the time. And then, of course, the Duke of Death, my urban mech. I mean, urban mech has become very, very popular for the lulls and just kind of, it's actually, if you look at it, urban pacification, it's a really good mech. And design-wise, it really works for the battle value. It's really slow, but urban-wise, that's not as necessary on there. This is one of the mechs that, by default, I play a variant. Most of the time, I'm playing completely stock mechs. I'm taking the autocannon 20 on this. And I record every single battle, what this mech does, how it performs. I do a little bit of repair here and there, kind of a campaign RPG without playing in it. And I keep track of all the damage it's done, the damage it's taken, the times it's gotten destroyed, and what it would cost to rebuild. Those exploits are on my blog. Underneath this video, underneath this podcast, is a link that'll take you there. Duke of Death battle reports. It's just fun. It's just fun to play an urban mech, to approach Battletech from there. Honorable mentions. I mean, so many mechs at this point. So many mechs. The Warhammer for the classics. Battletech. I love the Blackjack on there. The T-Bolt. I love the Thunderbolt just as kind of a rugged brawler, although it is a little bit vulnerable to that weird machine gun ammo placement in there. Probably just better off, I don't even say getting rid of it, because there have been numerous times that I have used my T-Bolt digging in, going in after my opponent, where I've been forced to deal with infantry. And having the machine guns has made a massive difference. And the Firestarter. I really, really love playing the Firestarter. Not for kind of burning stuff down like everyone seems to think it works. I mean, it could, but going after infantry, going against other targets, maybe trying to heat stuff up. The biggest challenge I see with the Firestarter is based on weapon output. It wants to be a medium mech. It wants to play like a medium mech with what it can push out, but it's a light mech on there, and I tend to get into a lot of trouble. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. That's just like 1/10 of my favorite mechs. The Stalker's in there. I mean, there are so many amazing, fun machines to play. What are your top 5, your top 10, your top whatever?